Mackheads and Maniacs, what's up? We got a regular guest tonight, OG Cutes. OG Cutes, my condolences on behalf of all the viewers at KM Video live streams to you and your family, brother.
Yeah,
How
I
you feeling?
appreciate I appreciate all my friends and all of the prescribers and watchers of our show who enjoy our content. I appreciate all your condolences for my dear great mom who passed away, and I just want you to know it meant a lot to me, for all you guys who reached out and young ladies. And my mom, like everybody says, in a better place.
Absolutely. So, Cutes, you got a story for us. I have no idea how this story is gonna go. You just gave me the setup. I don't have no idea, man. Whenever you're ready, however you want to
All
start
right.
it, it's on you.
All right. So this story takes place in 1979, in November of 1979, the late part of November. So I was in the Los Angeles County Jail, and we want to call it the old side, because the county jail had a new side, but they had an old side. So I was on the old side. I was in 3600. We was Able Road. They had Able Road, Charlie Road, Denver Road. So they gave them names. So I'm going to describe the set of the county jail. So the set, this is how it looked. All right, it had a dim light that kept, the building illuminated. It had a freeway. The freeway was a long concrete slab. It had two tiers, and it had railing. The rail it comes up to the almost to the bottom part of your chest, but not quite. So let's give the rail around, I don't know, close to 4 feet from the ground, the railing. The railing was straight rails that had a metal bar that ran between the middle of it. Let's say that the bar set up about 2.5 feet, and then there was an opening that went down into the second tier. The distance between the top tier and the bottom tier is about a story, close to a story. And so what happens inside of the county jail is that the top tier is lined with cells. Some of the cells is 2-man cells. Some of the cells is 6-man cells, but there was no single cells. So that's the top tier. The bottom tier was the same way. Being that the county jail was overcrowded, they had a few bunks out on the freeway toward the front. The bunks were 2 decks high, so it wasn't 3-deckers. So all the people inside of this building, which was maybe around 200 or so, almost that many, I imagine. There was a lot of people in there. And everybody in 3600 was either sent down from the penitentiary, or it was dudes facing a lot of time. It was habitual offenders. So I'm in here with seasoned criminals. Of course, I'm a youngster. So I'm facing a lot of time. So I'm here, and I'm trying to make some money so I could bail out. I'm trying to make some money so I could buy the things that I need. So the only way to make money in here is gambling. So shooting dice, playing poker, playing some type of card game, making bets on sports. There's no windows, so you can't see out. You're completely enclosed. The set, everybody could smoke at this time. So every week they would pass out boogie woogie. People who were down on their luck and had a nicotine Jones, they would smoke the boogie woogie. You roll your own. Then people who had money, they would bring commissary around. You could buy a carton of Lee Max, Campbell's, or your favorite cigarette. I didn't smoke cigarettes. So it looked like, with the lighting and dark as it was in there, and the cigarette smoke was constantly being smoked. The ventilation's not that good. So the walls had a yellow hull on them. It looked like eggshell white, but they wasn't supposed to be eggshell white. It's from the nicotine for over the years have been in the atmosphere, covering the wall, covering the light. The light was yellow, all of this yellow shit. In the cell, it was the same way. The walls were covered with this nicotine film. Everything was covered with the nicotine film. The back wall, people would just spit, and like a cascade, it was hard, dried up snot spit that covered the whole back wall. It was just, I mean, it was like the worst. You know, if there was a disease back there, tuberculosis, whatever it was, you go back there, you're going to get it. So some people's cells was that far back and to the back. The 6-man cell toward the front, with the showers. The showers are not inside of this complex that we're in, just the cells. The gate clicks, we come out to another part of the county jail, and they have these stainless steel showers, and it looks like a big old fountain, and it comes up in the air about maybe 7 feet, and it has these nozzles, and the water literally comes out powerful enough to wash an elephant. So when you shower, there's like 5 dudes in a circle, and you get up under one, another dude gets up under one, and then all the way around, like Ring Around the Rosie. And then you just being sprayed with this hard ass shit. The soap that you're using until you can go to commissary is lye soap. Hard, it'll dry your skin up, make you, itch, all of that. So
was it yellow? Was it yellow soap?
Yeah, and pink, yellow and pink. But prior to going in there, they spray this with light spray, and if you don't shut your eyes, it's gonna give you the red eye for a week. That's how long it's gonna take and damage your eyes with that. But I had already passed all of that. That's when you first coming in, when you get your bedroll, they take you where you're going. So here I am. I'm thinking how I can make some money. I already created, a Crip car inside of the unit, with some dudes that I knew inside of there. So they all hanging out with me. We all chilling. These other dudes, they had been there longer. And so the gambling, I would always go by this cell because we would get a thing called freeway time, where you come out of your cell for a little while and you get this freeway time. Let me get some lights so y'all can see me.
Yeah.
So we get some freeway time. So during my freeway time, I would jump down to the bottom tier, or I would leave completely. I would go to another part of the county jail. I was a roamer, I would roam. And I'm young, so I would go up on the roof and lift weights. I would go with someone else's unit. You just gotta be back. You could miss a visit like this, or you could get in trouble or you get put in a hole. But I would roam, I'm young, I wanna roam. So this particular night, I didn't wanna roam. I wanted to get in the dice game. So I had $30. I had it all rolled up around my pants band, and I rolled my 5s real tight. I had a 20 rolled a little tight. Then I went in there. So this cell, the door, it was jimmy. So if you yank it and just keep yanking it, it'll open up slowly. So I said, hey man, I want to get in the game. So I still there these crazy looking dudes just looking at me. So I said, yeah, I want to get in the game. So they said, all right, come on in. So I got in there, we all in there, these dudes is bucking on the floor. I'm standing up side betting at first. So I'm doing pretty good because I know what to bet on. I ain't gonna bet on no 4. If a dude get an 8, I'm gonna bet on that. If a dude get a high point, like what, like a 10, I ain't gonna bet on that. I can bet on 4. 4, you could always come up with a 4. It's hard to hit a 4, but you could come up if you bet right, because no one wants to bet on a 4. So this dude, he rolled a 4. That's his point. So I said, hey man, I just said, I got $20 on the 4. The dude said, I got you. So I showed him my 20, he showed me his. So I said, all right, boom. Dude hit the 4. He hit it the hard way. He didn't hit deuce. He hit it. Yeah. And I said, oh, he hit it the hard way. And then I grabbed the 20 out the dude's hand. Now I got my 20. So now I'm 40 deep, plus I still got my $10. So I'm feeling good. Now I want to get on the dice. I'm tired of betting on people. I wanna roll the dice now. So this dude, he says, I said, man, let me roll the dice, man. Let me get on the dice. So they all looked at me. They said, let him get on the dice. And I said, okay, I want to go for 20 because they going for fives and ones and they bullshit. I want to make some money, but I want to make some money and I'm broke. And they got money because they go on their visits. They could bring back wet 20s. This is when the county jail gave you money on your visit. Go out there, your family could give you money. Your family could give you shoes. You could get stuff. Then county jail was full of money. A lot of people would bail themselves out. If you don't believe in luck, let me tell you, this what make you believe in luck, that luck exists. The only way you can be lucky is on dice. Either you got good luck or you got some badass luck. The only way you could roll dice outside of luck is if you know how to fire copies. The only way you can win on dice without luck is if you got some real skill and you know how to pad roll and you know how to set dice. The only way you can win on dice without luck is if you got some weights and your dice is weighted down and you know how to throw weights. So that's it. I'm playing honest. I don't got none of that. I got some regular dice that they got here in the game and I'm rolling them and I'm on luck and I'm hitting their ass. Bah! I'm tearing them up and I'm betting on the side and I'm covering bets and I'm just tearing them. I get like maybe $400. That's like a lot of money. I'm breaking up the dice game. My homeboy Keith Henderson, he told me something one day, and this is the first time I seen him have a fight. He got up and he left the dice game. This dude started talking shit. He said, hey bro, why you leaving the dice game? You can't leave the dice game with our money. He turned around and said, whose money? Dude said, our money. Henderson cracked him in the jaw, dropped him to his knees. I said, oh shit, like that. So that stayed in my mind. When you gambling, if you let people bluff you to stay in the game and you winning, you feel you obligated to lose before you got to walk away, that makes you a buster. So I got all the money. I'm ready to go. I don't got to tell them I'm going. I could just go. I don't got to say, oh man, I'm announcing I'm leaving. No, I just left the dice on the ground. I got up. I started hitting the door. And I cracked it again. And I squeezed out. Dude, this big old tall dude, I ain't going to say his name because something happened. And that's what I'm going to describe what happens. So this big old tall dude, he stands up and he wants to be the one that checks me. And he says, hey, bro, I don't know who you think you are, but you can't leave with all our money. I heard Keith Henderson, Ricky Henderson. I heard the Hendersons just in my head in a symphony. I said, check this out, bro. I said, I'm not leaving with your money. I'm leaving with my money, like that. And he said, all right. So I walked back to my cell down the other way. So the next morning, I had to go out to go to a Raymond or something. It was a legal visit. So when I get back from my legal visit, the day drags on. So it's freeway time again. So here we are out here, the routine. These dudes is over here gambling. Dudes is on the back smoking, playing cards. Some dudes is cracking jokes. Some dudes is doing push-ups. Some dudes is creasing clothes. Some dudes is selling coffee. Some dudes is selling donuts. Some dudes is just capping and talking shit to each other. But I'm in conflict with the gamblers. That's my little crew. My heat is coming out of this group. So I walk by and dude steals on me. I mean, he teed off on me so hard, it felt like mouse hit me. Bah! And I went to my knees. Fuck, blam. And I stayed down on my knees and my head was spinning. And I'm just on my knees hoping he ain't gonna kick me. So I don't know what kind of drugs were in you guys' neighborhood when you had dug in you and you were gang banging and you were young. My neighborhood was washed with PCP. There was so much PCP in my neighborhood that you can literally get it for free, but the free PCP we got, we jacked for it. The free PCP we got, Babyface gave it to us. So, or the free PCP we got, we just went out and we came up on it by some other scrupulous means. So if I'm down on the ground, my body's awash with PCP. I started smoking PCP on and off in 1977. I would get out, go to camp, go to YA, back and forth, camp 72, 73 camp. PCP was in my neighborhood, but it was in a milder form called angel dust. It wasn't the water, it was just the leaves. But in 1979, Western, the Kudakus, 102nd and Doty, the Colden Apartments on the east side, down in the 30s, PCP, the Jungle PCP, everybody was slinging PCP. Every crazy person that I ever met was smoking PCP. So here I am, PCP's in my system. It's a lipid drug, so it binds to fat molecules in your body. So I got all of this PCP binded inside of me. So when I'm down here on the ground, I'm glad that it made a second pass. Went through my bloodstream, hit my head, and I started feeling all my strength coming in my legs, coming in my arms, and my head is clear. And I said, I'm gonna break this MF's neck. And I jumped up like a burpee, just boom, right up. And I was on him, and we just tagging each other. So since dude is taller than me, keep in mind, we're on the second tier. So he grabs me up in the air, picks me up in the air. Now he's trying to throw me over the top rail down to the bottom tier. So I had to think fast. So I swooped and I grabbed onto him, and I'm grabbing his shirt. I got to hold on to stuff because my butt is literally on the top rail, and he's trying to wiggle me off. He's trying to get me. So he releases one arm to give me a blow. And when he did that, I wrapped around his neck. And when I wrapped around his neck, I spun myself and I locked my foot into that bottom rail. And now I got him, and I'm choking him. I got him in the LEPD chokehold, and I'm giving it all I got. And I'm just like, and I'm shaking it. And I'm trying to rock it so I can get more meat of his neck and his throat. And as I'm wiggling around there, keep in mind, I'm still up on this rail. So this dude, he starts going limp. I feel his weakness. I feel the strength. My PCP is just kicking in. I mean, I got Superman strength. I got the kind of strength that could bend a stop sign pole. I got the kind of strength that could just knock some windows out with my bare knuckles. So I'm just releasing all of this PCP strength on him because he didn't know that's what's inside of my body. It stays in you for maybe 1 or 2 years before it gets completely out of you. And then your brain and your mind and your thoughts, you start formulating, better thinking skills. But anyway, I got it. So now I push off. Now I'm on the tier, and I got him. I'm not letting him go. I'm dragging him. So I drag him up to the gate, to the gate where you go out of, and I sit down with him. And I got him there, and I said, you know what? I'm never going to stop choking him. This is what I said in my mind. Keep in mind, I'm full of PCP. I said, I'm never going to stop choking this dude. I'm going to choke this dude until I get out of prison. So I'm choking him. And so, bam, he didn't know what was going on. So he came out of his cell from the back, and everybody's running to the front. Now, keep in mind, we locked in there by ourselves. The police, they locked away from us in the old side. It's the Darwin theory, survival of the fittest. But in this instance, survival of the fittest is about fighting. In the Darwin theory, it's survival of the fittest is who's going to breed. The strongest is going to breed. They're going to pass it on. But this didn't have nothing to do with breeding. This had to do with just straight being a thug and ass-kicking ability. So I'm choked. This dude he's limbless, he's lifeless, and I'm still choking him. I'm trying to detach his head, from his neck. And so, bam, he sees it. And so I hear bam, Q's, come on, man, let him go, Q's. You're gonna get it. These dudes is gonna tell on you. Come on, Q's, you gotta let him go. Come on, it ain't nothing there, Q's, let him go. So Bam ran around to the back of me. He said, Cutes, I can't let you do it, dog. They're gonna all tell on you. They're gonna tell on you. You're gonna be in more trouble. I ain't gonna never see you again. And so Bam had big guns and big forearms too. So he wrapped it around my neck and he started squeezing. Cutes, let him go. Now I'm starting to feel my wind being affected. He's getting through to the PCP. So I let the dude go, Bam. And I said, I let him go, Bam. Then Bam let go of me. Then Bam said, get that dude out of here. Like that. So we kept a smashed up carton inside of the gate so we could open the gate anytime we want to. This is how we would run. Mm-hmm. The instructions is, if you go through that gate, and you don't put that carton back in there, and we find out you left us locked up in here, and you go get out of our building, and we're gonna beat your ass too. So we opened the gate, we drug him out to the open space where the showers was and all of that. So the guards started blowing the whistles, and then we tried to mop the blood up and everything. And then I went down to my cell, and everybody was saying, damn, Cutes, man, why did you do that? What happened? And I said, hey, man, this dude told me that why am I leaving the Dice gang? This was the day before. And then when I walk by, this dude steals on me so fucking hard. And I go to my knees and I'm like, what has happened? And then I'm thinking, man, I'm in prison. I could be killed in here because the county jail is just like prison. Only thing, prison might be a little safer than the county jail because at least in prison, you got the guards with a mini 14, and if someone's trying to snuff you out and the police don't hate you, they could bust the cap on the person that's putting the hurt on you. They could like stop you. But when you're inside of the block, there's nobody there to stop anything. And the only reason Bam stopped it is because he didn't want me to get another L, because he could see all these opportunists, these eyewitnesses. They would have told what happened. They would have said everything, and they would have had their little cloaks on, or they would have had them go to a hearing, without me being there. And then they would have went and they would have gave them cookies, apples, and maybe they would have got a deduction in their time for telling on me. Because that's how they get down in the county jail. It's a scandalous place. But the reason I'm telling you guys this story, and if anybody wants to come on and disprove any of my stories, feel free to. And when you do it, I'm going to say the guy's name because I think it would be him. So anyway, so here we are in prison, in the county jail. And I say you're in prison as soon as you get, cuffed up and put in the backseat of the squad car. That's when incarceration begins, So that's when I say prison begins right there. But what I want you youngsters to know is that, things can work out different. You could get dropped and you don't get back up. You might not be able to absorb a punch. You might not be able to clear your head of a punch. And if you stay down there too long, you might get stumped and kicked all the way out. It depends on if the guy that dropped you got any buddies in there. So a lot of stuff could happen when you're inside of that county jail. And it ain't fun and games. It ain't kid stuff. It's dangerous. It's your life. And if you want to keep your life, I would suggest that you don't go in there. I would suggest you don't walk down the corridors that I walked down, that I survived in, because these are hellish places to live. But I knew I wanted to come home. I knew that I wasn't going to let nobody tell me after I'm on my knees bucking that the money that I win is still yours. Really? How does that sound? If I win all the money in the Dice game up at I'm up at Cinderella Park and we all buck over there by the bathroom. If I'm winning, I can leave anytime I want. Can't nobody tell me I gotta stay here because I'm winning. And if you let me in the Dice game and I only got $30 and there's like $8,000 or whatever amount it is at a Dice game, and you let me in, I could only do one thing: lose real fast or win everything. Because big bank don't always take little bank. That's a lie. Don't believe that. Big bank could keep you around longer. Little bank could build off of the big bank and take big bank away if luck is on your side. And that was my story right there, Kev. I don't hear you at all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Kev.
I have some questions about your story.
Okay, cool.
So when you was talking about the soap, you're talking about a bar of soap that the county issues to you, right?
Yeah, and what they do, Kev, is that they didn't issue it to us. When you come out to the shower, the soap, it like be in the trough. It's like if you don't got no money, you using somebody else's soap. That's how nasty it is.
Mm. Did they
It's
give
like I'm
was
not
it
gonna
a
use. I
was it
can't.
was it a whole bar or half a bar of soap?
Sometime it would be a half of a bar.
All right. Next question: were those real dice or jailhouse dice?
Oh no, these was real liquor store dice.
Okay. All right.
Because you got to remember, this was when the county jail was open. You could go on a visit, and you could get wet money, and you could get croaker sacks. And if you got busted in boots, you could keep them. You could wear Levi's, Crips, Levi's. You could wear your blue button-up shirt. Everything. Everybody was in there sporty and sharp.
Mm-hmm.
You could put a spit shine on your shoes.
I remember that. Hey,
Yeah.
so when you made the car, what type of Crip car did you make? A West Side car or?
No, well, when I would make my crib car, it would be a conglomeration of East Side, West Side. It would be because those would be the brothers in there. So I would have M&Ms in my car. I would have Bam in my car. I would have I'd have dudes that stayed. I had kitchens in my car. Had some West Side homies in the car over there. I had you got to remember Moncrief and all that. We were all in there at the same time.
All right.
We all
And next
we
question:
all.
which Bam do you keep referring to? A. Trey Hoover?
I can't. I don't want to say what band it was.
All right.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you when me and you are
All
kicking
right.
it.
It's all good. It's just so they know. It's all good.
Oh yeah. Well, it was a reputable band. And if you bam, then you either from one of the 2-3 sets.
Right. Right.
So.
Man.
But I want to say one thing. I want to thank you, Bam, for intervening, because I would have probably still been locked up to this day if it wasn't for you intervening. So I want to thank you for that. That's real talk.
Hey, so let me address something real quick. Jerome Wallace, let me see. I don't know how old Jerome is. Jerome said jailhouse dice are made out of toilet paper. We just make a square out of the toilet paper and mark the spots 1 to 6. Well, we used to make the dice out of the ball in the deodorant bottles. You get that ball up out of there, and then you take the razor and you shave it into a square.
Yeah, we had trustees, and the trustees they would bring us
Bring them
the
in from
real,
outside. Yeah, the
yeah, the
trustees could
real,
bring in anything back then because they got to go outside to jail. So they could
yeah.
have family or friends bring whatever you want, and you just set it outside. The trustees pick it up. They might keister it or they might just carry it in their pocket, depending what officer is watching over them. But yeah, them was the days, man. I know exactly what you're talking about. I just was asking for the specifics of the dice. That's all.
Oh yeah, but there is a way to make them but it depends on how much restrictions you got and getting contraband. We could, when I was in the county jail, contraband, you could get stuff, and plus we were convicts, so
Oh
well I
man,
knew how to do
a
stuff.
convict is going to keep contraband. Period.
Yeah, you need it. And then after this incident had happened, I start being the one that owned the dice. I start being the one that rent dice out when I go to court. I would take dice with me in court. I come back. they save all my craps. When you rent your dice out, anytime somebody craps out, the house gets the money.
Yeah.
So when I would get back from court, the homies would be giving me money because they and if anybody I feel is not doing me the right way, I'm not gonna shank them, because they my homeboys. So I just won't let them cut for me no more. I'll give it to somebody else. And usually another homie will come and tell me, "Hey, Cutes, man, that dude's holding up." And I say, "All right, get my dice from him." And then he said, "Man, where you taking, Cutes?" I say, "You lucky, that's all I took." And then I give him dinner. I said, "Don't even say nothing to me no more about it like that."
You became like the mafioso boss up in there.
Oh yeah, I was hustling. I was trying to make some money, but I ended up not making enough. I only ended up making enough to buy a TV, a radio. When I got to Tracy, I had enough to buy, some things to make it more comfortable inside of the cell.
Mm.
The next morning, when we all woke up to go to the child, all the police had us. You know how you go down the hallway?
Mm.
So all the cops were checking our knuckles. So when we come out, the cops were like, "Show me your knuckles." So I flipped my hand back and forth. I didn't have to hit nobody. I choked somebody. So I'm going back and forth. My hands look nice and clean. Then they did everybody like that. So then, and my cellie was a Harlem Crip by the name of Lee. No, Larry from Harlem.
So the tall guy that you choked out when y'all pushed him out the module, he never came back in when the police came?
No, but I seen him. I seen him when I got to San Quentin, and when San Quentin was level 4, I seen him there. And then I walked up on him and I said, "Hey, what's up?" He said, "Let bygones be bygones." And I said, "All right," and we gave each other a dap like that. He acknowledged that he was wrong.
Yeah.
And he didn't know who I was. He didn't know.
He didn't know you was gonna stay down.
Yeah, he didn't know me. He didn't know my rep. He didn't know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know me.
So
they older than me.
What did you call it? The boogie woogie? What did you call it?
Oh, the boogie woogie. That's when they give you the bud derm, either in the pouch or these little boxes, and it had this tobacco. And you would tear a lemon, an orange peel, apple to soften it up. You put that in there, and they smoke it.
So is that like bugler?
Oh yeah, it's like bugler, but it's worse. These dudes that's why that back wall was full of blood, spit, and mucus. When they smoked this stuff, they would cough like 50 times in a row, like they having a coughing fit. You ever seen dudes do that?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, so these dudes probably already had cancer in their throat. As soon as they would get it, you would just hear them having a fit cough.
Right.
And I say, "I ain't never smoking. I'm never gonna smoke. I'm not doing that shit. Fuck that." Then you had these other dudes taking these flying A's. They were taking these pills to make them sleep all day. They were white pills, and dudes were coming back selling them. Dude came up to my cell. "Hey, bro, you want some of these?" I said, "What the hell is that?" "They'll make you sleep." I said, "Bro, I don't want to sleep. I want to be woke through this shit." I said, "No, I'm cool."
Somebody want to know if you ever ran across OG Duck, Donald Norwood from Oaks Park, Santana Block.
I ran into Duck, I believe from 107 Hoover.
Oh yeah,
I think that's where Duck was from. Ran a Lion.
Duck's from 11 Deuce Hoover.
Yeah, 11 Deuce Hoover. I was on the yard with Duck. That was my friend. I think he's R.I.P. I'm not sure.
No.
But you mean, did I ever run into Duck from Oaks Park?
Yeah, man. That was one of Tookie's buddies.
Okay. Oh, I heard of Duck. I heard of OG Duck. I heard of Duck when I was in LP, when I was in Los Padrinos.
Yeah.
You got to remember, doing 71, 72, I was like in and out doing sprees of time. Because those were the real gangbanging years for me. I heard a duck. You know, all of the brothers out of Compton, like the night we met Mac Thomas in there, we were up at the Kappa House. And that's when Mac brought Compton down there and we all met in that Shell gas station. Me and Blackburn approached them. We walked over there and introduced ourselves. They told us they're Compton Crips. And Blackburn said, oh yeah, we heard Raymond had been going out there, yeah, like that, and talking. Yeah, so that was
Did you
cool.
run across any of the Palladium murders, Hollywood Palladium murders?
Let me think about the Hollywood. Oh, okay. So right before, Big Bob's my big homeboy. So right before I got locked up, Big Bob had got out. So Sweetback, I was at Dr. Green's Dog and Cat Hospital right there on Dinker and Slauson. So I was standing outside with my red Doberman, and this car passed by. Then it came back. And it was a Big Bob and a Sweetback was in it. And they said, hey, you all right? And I said, yeah, I'm cool, homies. And then Big Sweetback said, cutes. I said, what? You ain't gonna say nothing to Big Bob? I said, oh man, that's Big Bob. When you get out. And then he told me and I was like, oh man, and he got out. He looked like a big ass giant. And I was like, man, I'm glad you out. Then I asked him, was Cuz out? And I asked him, did Cunningham get out? And then I asked him, did RB's brother get out, Burnett? And I asked him, did the other homie get out from over by ETG? And then he said, we all coming home. He said, and I said, that's cool, man. So it seemed like they were in there a long time, man. They got locked up like in 72, and this is 1979 when I see him right before I go in, like summer of 79.
Man.
Right before Raymond passed away. This was before, I think, Rick's brother passed away. It was before my brother passed away. It was when it was still love, man. It was still Crip love.
Yeah.
That's how it was, man.
Hey, can you talk about how it started out with love on the West Side, y'all original crew, and hanging with Raymond? It was all about love. It wasn't hating on each other and setting each other up.
Yeah, it was like there was no greed. No one was trying to have the biggest Turkish rope. No one, because we didn't wear jewelry. No one was trying to, see who could, outdo someone else other than an exercise, and then we all like respected each other. It was like, you see someone who stands up for himself, you see someone, over the years you hear about him and you meet him and then you with him. And then it's like, man, you look forward to being together on the weekend, the Consolidated Plaza, the Showcase, the Kappa House, the Page 4, be down at Elliott Smith and Jones. We go out there, to the other part of town, or we go to Chocolate City down in Pomona. We would just caravan and move around. We go to Bahamas Mama down there, by Venice, and we would just, be with each other and go all these functions together. And we would all show up. Black Johnny, all the different sets would show up. Crazy Crip, when he was out for that short period of time, he would show up. Everybody would show up. Michael Christian, he would show up. Big Tip would show up. Mouse would show up. Michael Conception would show up. Everybody would be there. We would all see each other. Big Compton would show up. The homeboy, we'd be seeing Mac Thomas. We see Popcorn. Everybody, man. It was like all the people you ever thought about you could see. Mad Dog, they were all there. Everybody was alive. Everybody was moving. Everybody was, making their way, through life, the hard way, And then we started doing bits and sprees. But it wasn't a long time, anytime it's bad time. But I would AWOL, so AWOL 3 times, We would be in and out this theater, in and out, in and out, in and out.
So I got a question too. You AWOL 3 times. When you got to prison, was you an escape? You know what they call it?
Escapers? No, because these were all juvenile escapes, and they can't call them AWOLs. They got to call them walkaways. Because you got to realize those camps, they didn't have walls around them. They
Right.
just had gates,
Right.
and they were so back up in the San Dimas Mountains and back up there in Malibu, you had to come all the way down, and they got a helicopter looking for you. You're in the bushes, you running, you trying to make it back to Los Angeles. So you could only go 2 ways when you escape out of Camp Gonzales. Either go down Malibu Canyon Road, and everybody know what's at the foot of Malibu Canyon Road, Malibu Sheriff's Department. Then you got Pepperdine University, adjacent to that. So one time I got busted so fast, I don't even know why I left.
I remember I got escaped from the county jail. I wasn't even trying to escape. I just tore my wristband off and wouldn't tell them my name.
Wow.
And they got me.
And they gave you one for that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were going home because of the wristband.
Yeah,
People were getting out.
Yeah, that was the old trick, but they just run your fingerprints and they got your file in front of the module. They know who you are.
Yeah, they become professional. They look for little marks and everything. They know how to look now. But back then they wasn't doing such a good job.
Yeah. I remember a lot of people used to get let out accidentally back in the day.
Man, I was hoping I got let out. I went down to that tank. I went down to the release tank and went in there. And then I ended up going to the hole. Take him to the hole. Why are you in the release tank? And I said, I made a mistake. You didn't make no mistake. You're going to the hole. And I was like, just sit. The door would click. I'd be like, the next time that door clicks, I'm running out of this bitch.
Do you ever remember being locked up with Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
Account?
Yeah. One night, me and Chucky Madison, Michael Jordan, we were out jacking, and Gary Lane, we all ended up in East Lake Juvenile Hall. We woke up that morning and they were taking us across from R&R with our bedrolls, and Pook was in there. We were all in there. Mouse was in there. We all got busted that night, and we were all in there with they said, damn, y'all got busted with Michael Jordan. And we said, yeah, man, Michael Jordan's our buddy. Like that. He's down. Don't mess with him.
He said he was locked up with you and Rusty.
Yeah, he said, don't mess with him. He said, don't mess with Mike, man. Mike's cool.
He put it in his book, but I think he left y'all names out though.
It's all good. Because he didn't get to talk to me. That's all. I told you he's an honorable gang member. That's out of respect. See, that's out of respect. Well, he's a good brother.
They laughing that you said you was out jacking. What was y'all trying to get, Cutes?
Oh man, we were trying to get some money, man.
Why?
I ain't gonna say my MO, but I wouldn't put nothing past me in that day of thugging. We were out trying to get paid that night.
So that was before the PCP, right?
Yeah. This was the drug of choice at this time was F40 bullet head stones and some silver satin and Rainier. I turned my creep on to Rainier. He loved it, and so it was that. That was the high. Something that didn't take you too far over the top, and you could still maneuver.
Next time you come on, I'm gonna post those pictures. I told the viewers last night, y'all look like some Michael Jackson dudes from the video. and y'all kind of resemble Bird and them, but y'all also resemble Raymond and them. Raymond took you down in Archie when they took that picture. I guess that was the
Yeah,
style. But as we get older, as your era got older than my era, everybody stepped their game up to be a little bit neater,
yeah,
dress style.
yeah. That's good.
Yeah,
You talking about the dress style, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Hey,
because
hey,
that picture,
hey, I
that
like Rusty though. Rusty looked like a real character in that picture.
yeah, Rusty had I think it was right before he went to camp or he was getting out of camp.
And then I was telling them, I looked at Mouse's arms. Mouse had thin arms, so he had to be young.
Yeah, so that picture's like 73 or 72, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. That make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
I said,
yeah,
damn, Mouse with no yokes.
yeah,
I
that was
can't tell. I
that.
can't tell about up here, but his arms are skinny.
Yeah, that was back when they train in the box.
Okay.
That's what because when you boxing, the trainers don't want you to buff.
All right. That makes sense.
Yeah, the trainers say when you buff and you boxing, you're gonna tighten up and you're gonna get hit.
Right.
So the trainers keep you away from the iron. You be like
Um,
buff.
Boulevard, like I just said, I'm gonna show the picture next time Cutes come on. I don't know when that'll be, in 2 days or a week. Whenever he come back, I'm gonna put that picture up. I just want to mark the picture so people quit stealing the picture and posting it like it's their picture.
Yeah, like I heard this dude. I sent you the video, and dude's talking about Big Fee, but he don't know Big Fee.
Oh, yeah.
Big Fee got his Crip influence from Williette. Williette was a Cripolette, a horseman Cripolette. Williette was his sister, his big sister.
Mhm.
When Williette was going to Horseman, Big Fee, he was still going to Raymond Avenue.
Mhm.
And out of that whole family, that big brother, well, they had two big brothers. Douglas was the one that went to school with me. Douglas never gangbanged, little Douglas. Then they had another brother that was a little older than Douglas. Then Fee and them grew up right there off of Harvard, between Florence and between 76. I
On
think
the
that's
18th side,
76.
on the
Yeah, right
18th side
there.
of Florence.
Yeah, on my side of Florence. It came Odie and them lived on the other side of Florence.
Well,
But
76 is on the other side.
they grew up on it's like 74th.
Right.
It was like the early like 74th. He
Yeah.
grew up between 74th. His mother and them owned that pinball after school place where the kids would go and play pinball and eat licorice. His mom owned that place right there. But anyway, I grew up with all of them. And Fee, Big Fee, he was a cool brother. He liked to laugh. He could run. He was athletic. He loved to walk. They would like to stroll down into the avenues. He was always having fun. They liked to ride their bicycles. They would come up to Horsemen when they got like in the sixth grade. They would be coming up there. They were probably younger than that coming up there.
Mhm.
And so I feel if you're going to talk about somebody, a legend, either you know them or you don't. I'm not saying you can't talk about people, but don't act like you know someone and you don't.
Well,
Don't
that's
act like don't act like you run with people and you don't. I've been in Big Fee's house. I've been in his backyard. His sister would fight every day. Every day she would fight. She would run with Margie Clark. They didn't get along. They had a fight. She would run with Judy. Judy and her didn't get along. They had a fight. So all of these girls, they used to fight. They were with Lady Khaki, Strawberry. These were all the Horseman Cripplettes. These were our homegirls. They
that's
would go to the circle and fight.
next time you talk to Lady Khaki, tell her I sent mine.
Yeah, she's doing okay. She sent me her condolences too.
Okay,
You
cool.
know.
So
So if you
yeah,
guys ever want to know anything about Big Feet, you could hear it from one of his friends, a
yeah, Big
family
Chief's
friend.
gone. his sister Tanya.
Yeah. We know everybody's family. We really friends to these people. They're not. That's why the brother he didn't get up. He didn't get down in a disrespectful way. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying either you know the brothers or you don't.
You
Don't
ever
act like
seen,
you know people and you don't.
you ever seen him fight cutes?
Yeah, yeah, he had long reach. He had long reach. He was a scrappy kid. He watched us and his sister. He
Yeah,
grew up looking at all that.
he was known for his hands.
Yeah, yeah. He used to like to go. We would go. He would even come up to Sentinel. He would even come up to Sentinel Park sometime. He would come up to. He would go all the way to Mr. Spirit's liquor store. We would be in the parking lot sometime. They were a lot younger than me, so I mainly ran with his sister, and his older brother. But he would be coming around. I'm not trying to double dip my chip. I'm mainly hanging around people my own age, but the little homies would come around, and I try to give them direction. And sometimes my direction would be bad direction because I'm still about it too. You only know what you know.
And somebody said they was wondering what I was thinking when you were talking about the dice. Well, I was thinking, damn, Cute's a gambler. Like Cute did it all. He raised pigeons. He fought pit bulls. I'm like, damn, Cute did everything before I was even off the porch. Like same lifestyle. And that's what I tell people. Every era thinks they invented the wheel, but everybody got OGs in California that came before you and was doing this shit before you was doing it. The only thing that
And if
really
you,
changes is the drug. The
yeah,
drug and maybe the dress style a little bit, but
if you be truthful about our dress style, and okay, so my block had a mixture of Mexicans, blacks, and I guess Samoans were on that block too, but not that many. It was just a small family, but they didn't bang. They had a righteous little family. They didn't get in none of the activities, but the Mexicans would have shootouts on my street. They would actually, mama would be saying, "Oh, get in there, out there shooting." So that's how it was there. So I would watch the way they dress. I watched the way they fix up their car. I watched, so when I start getting cool, I look at my farmer. I look the way he's dressing. I hear about Bird, hear about the way he's dressing, hear about the way Munson dressed, see how Took dressed. By then I'm dressing. I know how to dress cool. I'm not gonna be dressing like no nerd. So by the time I'm in the 6th grade, I'm wearing Adidas.
I still laugh at you on Soul Train.
And that was 19. What year was that? 1970. That's why I told you. That's why I told you the Crips started in 1970 because I was doing the Four Corners.
Was
And I
it
was a Crip.
1970?
Yeah, that was like 1970, 71 or 70. That was a long time ago.
When did Soul Train come? 70?
71 or 70 something. That was early. It couldn't have been 72.
I don't know, Cuse. I'm gonna have to check into that one, Cuse.
Okay,
1970?
see, that's why I like you. That's what you're gonna do. We're gonna make a little side bet. I guarantee you that is not past 72. I guarantee, because I was locked up.
Well, I would give it 72. I would give it 71 to 73 because
No, not 73.
I'm just saying. I know I give you that. 70 though, I don't know, Cuse.
Okay, then we're gonna check.
Hey,
Was it
can somebody Google when Cutes was on Soul Train? Who sung that day?
I think it was 71. Oh, Stevie Wonder, Very Superstitious.
Stevie Wonder, Very Superstitious on Soul Train. See what year that was.
Yeah, see what year that was. And I was doing the Four Corner with a girl from Palisades. You never forget your good times.
They said 71. They said it was 71.
There you go, the OG. Right there.
Oh, now somebody else say it might have been late 70s.
No,
I don't
man,
know.
they
We're gonna
tripping.
get the right date. Two
In the
people.
late '70s, in the late '70s, I was locked up, and I didn't go in no Soul Train in the late '70s.
So they saying October 71, October 73. We'll get
There
the
you
right
go,
date. I'll get the
71.
right date. Their dates are all different.
Okay, but anyway, thank you guys for trying to check it out. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That's cool. I wish I could get some of them years back. Then I would be with my mama.
Right, right. At least you spent 10 years with her since you've been
I
here.
know you said that. That was cool. I did. Those 10 years sure went by too fast with her. I'll tell you that. I wish I could have spent those 32 years in 4 months with her. And then all of those camp days and all of them times with her.
Okay, now you got 5 people saying it was 1971.
I like you five people. Let me
Joe
give you the Black Power sign.
Joe
There you
Morgan
go.
said 72.
Well, Joe might be right too.
I
You
gotta
never
look
know.
myself. I gotta look myself. I'll do it before I show the pictures. I'll
Well, what year did the song Superstitious come out?
probably
Because it was
71.
like the number one song at the time.
Let me check. Probably 71.
Yeah, what year did the song come out? You can believe ain't no artist gonna be on there singing an old song. And Stevie Wonder always was keeping something fresh. He was always busting something new. So,
That song was released in 1972,
okay, then it was 72.
October
See?
24th, 1972.
See, so that's when it was. 72. Yeah. Because that song was like number one. And I didn't like that one. I liked the one A Child Was Born in New York, no, part-time Mississippi, surrounded by a world that ain't so pretty. And then when he landed in New York, he was green. And this dude said, hey, man, hold this, take this over there. And then they locked his ass up because he was green, he was slow. And I was like, wow, that's a deep song. And the judge sentenced him to 5 years.
So you write about a new song being on Soul Train. December 72, he was on Soul Train.
Yeah, because they would only Don Cornelius. He kept it fresh. He didn't want nobody with old songs. He
So
would
you
always
went
call out.
so you got locked up in 73, right? Or 72.
I was locked up before I went to Soul Train. I
Oh, and
got
then but
out.
then you went back, of course, right?
Yeah, I got out. I was locked up most of all of '72, and then I went on Soul Train.
Okay, right.
I got locked up
See
some
now
in
now
'71.
you're getting your timeline right. Now you're getting it in
Yeah,
order. Sometimes
yeah.
it'd be hard to remember a sequence of events in the exact year.
Mhm.
Start thinking about things around that time, then you can narrow it down.
Yeah, you narrow it down, and then you
Okay.
start, and then you look. You say, okay, I'm in the Horseman yearbook. What year was that? What year were you in the Horseman yearbook? 70 or 71? I'm thinking, was it 71 I was in the yearbook or 70? So it's somewhere right around in there. Me and Little Turkey changed each other's name. I went up under Michael McGee. So if you get a Horseman yearbook, there my name would be Michael McGee, and Michael McGee would be Gilbert Bell. So
And
we deliberately switched names so the police couldn't get us.
you know what's crazy, Cutes?
Yeah.
That was 50 years ago.
Wow. That's crazy. It only seems like yesterday. I remember
Man,
when old people would say that to me, it just seems like yesterday. I would say, really? But now I see that it doesn't seem that long ago. And we did the take at Dinker Park, right there. That's where they had the tryouts in the gym at Dinker Park.
good looking out, paper chaser. He said, ask Cutes, did he know Big Tookie Turd? He said they did time together in the 80s. Big Dookie
Who?
Turd. What?
No, never heard of him.
I hope that's a joke.
I never heard of nobody with a name like that. I don't think nobody would have a name like that.
Man, that's like double shit. Like he shit it twice. Dookie
Yeah,
Turd.
nobody had a name like that.
They said, cute, you got a photographic memory, brother.
Thank you, guys. And it's a wonder that I do, because I used to abuse some pretty harsh drugs. But I knew when to stop. I knew when to quit.
They said Loose Booty had a name like that. But he got
Yeah,
shot
but
in the
Loose
butt,
Booty,
though.
but we named Loose Booty because he got shot in the booty. And we used to tease him to call him Loose Booty, and it just stuck. But Loose Booty had chunkers. Loose Booty was a fire, and he stood 6'2".
Ooh, wait.
Yeah, Loose Booty wasn't no little dude.
If he was a little
And the
dude, he
dude
might
that
have got
shot
shot
him,
in his back.
yeah, and the dude that shot him, they ended up being in camp together, and Loose Booty fought him inside the camp.
See, was that you or Monster or Keystone? I think that was Keystone. I asked, did he know who shot him? Because I talked to some family. I talked to the dude that's supposed to have done
I
that.
know who shot him, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say his name.
Yeah, he's out though. He's out. He's out.
Yeah, the dude that shot him's out. The dude that shot him put a 45 on me and just held it on me and said, and just talked to me and just kept the 45 on me. And then he just took the 45 and he was in. So if you guys say, oh, Cute is making some shit up, then I'll tell you the kind of car he put up on me on. He put up on me in a Cougar. Now everybody's going, ooh, Cute ain't making it up. Yeah, no, I'm not making it up. I don't gotta make it up. I'm a gangster. I gotta make some shit up too.
Oh, Cute. Man, you know I was looking forward to seeing you Sunday too, man.
Man, that would have been cool, man.
But
I wouldn't have came in my motorcycle. I would have came in my truck.
all right, we gonna make up for it though.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to lift my spirits, man, because when I be quiet, then I start missing my mom.
Okay. All right. Sorry to hear that. Listen, I got something that I got another story. We did an hour, but I want to get another story from you because you always bring it up and we never talk about it. When the white
Okay.
boys mistook you for being Hugo Pinell. Explain where
Okay.
you was at and what happened.
All right. So when the van dropped me off in 1980 in Old Folsom, they drove me down into the pit. Old Folsom's a level 4. It's the last stop. The typical age of inmates that are there are from 50 up. It's an old man's prison. It's an old convict's prison. But since prison was starting to get more crowded and more of my generation was arriving, they said, well, we just can't save Old Folsom for the seasoned convicts anymore. We got to start sending the youngsters there. And so I was like, the first wave of the youngsters starting to go. So I got there. They had this dude named Yellowhammer. He had been there 48 years. They had this white dude named Flea. He had been there 36 years. They had Greenwood. He had been there for a few years. They had all of these legends there. And I'm like, and they're all older than me, way older than me, at least. And I'm feeling young. And I'm like, wow, wonder why I should have stayed in Tracy with all the people my age. So I look like Hugo Pinell. And I don't know who Hugo Pinell is. I never heard of him. I heard of George Jackson. I heard of Fela Drummer. I heard of John Cluschetti. Some dudes I had heard of, but I never heard of him. So, and I didn't know that I looked like him. So when they put me on Fish Row in 3 building on the 5th tier, I got to come down and go into the chow hall. So I guess when I'm going down and going into the chow hall, coming back, the ABs are looking at me, thinking I'm Hugo Pinell. It started probably that early. And then by the time I get my row and they assign me to building 1, which had a 100-foot ceiling, outside, the highest building, the block, the big block, where they had Shoot 2, which wasn't even in existence at that time. They put me over there. So as I'm going in, yard recall. It's yard recall. So I'm getting, they say, you're going up to the 4th tier. you're assigned to this cell. If you don't know your way there, ask somebody. So I come out of the building and I'm like, damn, man, I'm going to that old building over there. So I just walk straight across. So I get over there and then I see a brother and I said, hey, man, look at this. You know where I'm going? He says, yeah, I show you. Shows this dude out of San Diego. So he said, bro, walk through there and go up them steps, because they hadn't built the chute too, so the back was still open. The other side, there was only one floor that was PC, and that was all caged off. So I came up the steps all the way to the 4th tier, and this mean ass gunner on the catwalk, he was red eyeing me, and he was just looking at me, and then I kind of like turned away, but I always heard if someone's staring at you and you turn away, that means you're scared. So I said, I'm not gonna turn away. I looked at him and I started looking at him mean. And then he wasn't looking at me at all. He was just doing his job. So I'm tripping. So he just walked away. Now I'm by the center, and that one big old white dude comes on this side of me. Then the other one comes on the other side of me. Then the leader of AB's Big Blue, he got about some 19s. He came right there. And he's like, he sent Buzzard and the other AB up on me. So now they lean down and Buzzard says something to the effect like, you Hugo Pinell? And I says, Hugo Pinell? I says, no, I'm Cutes, like that. And then the other AB says, you sure you're not Hugo Pinell? I says, what? He says, man, my name is Cutes, man. Like that. And then Big Blue, he comes in and he looks at me and he says, my bad. And they just strolled off. Now, keep in mind, all of the gangs are in there. They see these gangs getting at me. They know I'm a brother. So they don't come up and help. They don't come up and say nothing. So then one dude, he comes up to me and he says, hey, bro, what did those dudes say to you? I said, they asked me, was that some dude they looking for named Hugo Pinell? And then the dude said, oh, man. He says, you know who that is? I says, no. Man, those dudes are this, and he's that. And they thought you was him. They was probably going to shank you like that. And I said, oh, yeah? And they said, yeah. I said, okay, I'm getting me a shank. So then that's when I got me a shank and shit. And that's when I realized that the dudes that I'm around is scary. So I ended up getting locked up going to 4A, and that's where Hugo Pinell is. That's where all of them dudes is at. And then they told me the story. They told me how they ended up in the hole. They told me how they got into it with the ABs. They told me the story of the brothers that's out there now. And then I told them my story, and they just started laughing. And then they sent me down a goodie bag. And then when it was time for me to go, John Clusetti said, you could be a Crip for as long as you want, bro. He says, don't trust them brothers out there. That's what he told me.
Yeah, because they didn't have your back. They probably was talking shit behind your back.
Well, they didn't like Hugo Pinell because the brothers didn't like him either. Right. The ones that were left out there.
Right.
Yeah, they had sold out. They had sold out on them, but that's their business. But that's how I was in mistake. So I could have got killed, not even known. You know, that's how dangerous prison is. Sometimes, it happens to people in the street. You could be somewhere and someone can say, hey, man, that's so-and-so. And blah, 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 man, now you killed the wrong person. That's not him. People are high. They don't know what they're seeing. And people are scary. They want to see a ghost.
Well, at least he apologized. He said he was bad. He made a mistake.
Oh, yeah. And later on, when I ended up getting into it with the white dudes at Tracy, and I got rolled up and I came back because the dude had took off on Big H, and then I revenged it. And when I got back to Folsom, now all the ABs is like, pulling up on me. And then they said, hey, Cutes, check it out, man. We need to holler at you. And I said, all right. So they sent Mike. But I'm strapped now. So Mike says, hey, Cutes, check it out, man. He says, what happened down in Tracy? So I explained to him what happened. And he said, well, that's what I heard. He said, then another one came. I said, I should just take off now. And then something said, no, don't take off right now. Just wait 1 second, wait a second. And if you got to do it, just do it. And then I said, all right, just listen to him. This was what the voice said inside my head. And then Mike said, hey, kids, check this out, man. We already know what happened. And I said, okay. He says, then why is this dude, saying you started it? Why is this dude saying that you kicked it off? I said, who's the MF dude? And then he told me, and he says, all right. I said, all right. And then they just left. They just left.
All right, let me check this photo before I go. Oh, yeah, that's you and Soul Train. All right.
I'm not in no Soul Train line.
No.
Yeah.
Soul Train.
They have some pretty. Hey, James Miller told me. He said, yeah, Keith, he said, that Jody Watley used to like me, dog. I said, for real? He said, yeah. I said, well, where did you meet her? He said, remember when y'all would come up to Dorsey and have my back at the football games? I said, yeah. He said, she went to Dorsey. And then, because he kept his yearbook. So James Miller's in the yearbook. So he busted out his yearbook at Dorsey, and there was Jody Watley. And I was like, that's her right there. He said, yeah, man. I said, I didn't know. I said, well, no wonder why they were on Soul Train. All of these are girls out of the neighborhood. He said, yeah. And that was a trick. They all lived in the neighborhood.
Hey,
So she stayed by the jungle.
I'm not going to hold you, man. She stayed by the jungle or in the jungle?
Probably in the jungle.
I'm not going to hold you, bro. Condolences, man. If y'all want to hit Cutes, his Cash App is $Cute777. We got Cartoon tomorrow, same time. Cartoon want to talk about a couple of issues.
Okay, I'll listen in on you and Cartoon. Hey, all you watchers and fans and homeboys and homegirls, you guys have a good night. All you youngsters, take some off of it. It ain't that serious. Don't lose your freedom. Don't walk back out of the penitentiary when you're an old man. Don't go in as a young man. So check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Absolutely. All right, Cutes. I'll talk to you. Maybe you come on Wednesday or Thursday or something. Just let me know.
For sure. All right, brothers. Be cool.
All right, y'all. All right, Mackie is Maniacs. I'm out. Peace.